In this video by ABN Painting, we're spray painting a block wall that goes around the back of the house, and we start our preparation work by moving gravel a few inches away from the wall. Right next to the wall there is little gravel and there is a lot of dirt, and so that this dirt doesn't get back on the wall during pressure washing, we're using very low pressure to wash the bottom part of the wall first. We're using high pressure to wash the top and middle portion of the wall. After the wall had enough time to dry, we do all the masking. To mask the side gate, we're using blue tape first. Blue tape has very little adhesive, and after we finished with spray painting, it will be very easy to remove this tape. Then on top of the blue tape we run 12-inch masking paper on both sides of the gate, and then we cover the rest of the gate using plastic. We covered the side gate using a combination of paper and plastic. The portion of the house next to which we're going to be spray painting we covered with paper. This is the same part of the wall from a different angle. This is the part of the block wall that's facing the street. We covered the wooden fence that belongs to the neighbor using paper. On the other side of the block wall there's an RV gate that we masked in exact same way. Usually parts of the wall that are being shared with a neighbor we mask off using tape and paper, but the customer discussed this painting project with their neighbors, and the neighbors do not care whether the color shows up on their part of the wall or not. So instead of masking, we are going to spray paint those parts. After we're done with masking, we start spray painting. As this wall has never been painted before, we have to prime it first. We are using Luxon Masonry Primer by Sharon Williams to prime the wall. Instead of using white primer, we ask the store to tint it towards the color of the paint that we're going to be using, so when we apply a coat of paint, it will be a lot easier to cover the primer. Before we start spray painting, we take a look on the other side of the wall to see if there's anything that can be damaged by overspray. And behind these walls there's nothing but gravel and dirt, so we don't have to worry about overspraying anything of value. After we applied the primer, we give the wall enough time to dry before applying the coat of paint. When we were applying the primer, it wasn't really important in which direction to spray it. For the paint, we want to make sure that the coverage is even and there is no streaks or missed spots, and to make the coverage uniform, we apply it in two different directions. First we spray it from side to side and then up and down. After we're finished with touch-ups and cleanup, this is the look of the wall.